Welcome to the FAB Prize 2020. This prize has been running for 4 years now, and we set it up as a way to welcome and champion new writers and illustrators from underrepresented backgrounds. For this year's prize, we received our largest intake yet, and the standard was higher than ever. So thank you to all of those of you who shared your work with us. In fact, we found it very hard to come to a decision immediately, but we did eventually. What were we looking for this year? Brilliance, energy, connection, a vibrancy, bringing something genuinely new to the table. Writers we knew would and should get publishing contracts, and illustrators we knew should be commissioned. Our vision for this prize is big. Our ambition is that this prize will spot future prize winners, the Carnegie and Costa and Kate Greenaway winners of their day, all the biggest mainstream prizes. Our hope is that it will also bring some of the biggest names in the industry to favour. My belief is that it will be seen to have identified writers with exceptional voices who will go on to advocate and influence the politics of publishing, and illustrators who will themselves influence publishing decisions because they are, in their own right, every bit as powerful as the authors they illustrate. We hope that the FAB Prize will become a list that is perused over the years. And perhaps most importantly, we want this prize to become a prize that is associated first with exceptional quality, not diversity. A watchword for excellence. This prize can help give us the tools and language to celebrate difference, to celebrate connection and our shared humanity. This is a prize that identifies the creators who will go on to change the way the world sees itself.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey Boakye. I'm an author, and my YA non-fiction book Musical Truth is publishing with FAB in June 2021. Now, Musical Truth is an exploration of Black British history told through a selection of songs that I've compiled into a playlist. I decided that a playlist of songs would be a good way to explore Black British history because music and songs can do three really important things. They can celebrate communities and culture. They can lift the lid on oppression that particular communities might have suffered. And there can also be a form of political resistance. And in my experience, they can do these three very different things, sometimes simultaneously, which is amazing. I'm really hoping that Musical Truth will be part of a wider narrative of not just exposing black culture to a more mainstream audience, but also revealing some of the truths behind a marginalised history and narratives that are often hidden by a dominant default white monoculture. As a teacher, I've spent many years engaging with children who are at the receiving end of a curriculum which is default white and very Eurocentric, so much so that it becomes a norm. Again, through my work as a writer, I'm trying to challenge those notions of normality. I hate doing air quotes, but let's throw some in. And to reveal narratives that have been marginalised or even completely hidden or submerged and sometimes dismantled. I feel like this is very important because in order for us to go forward as a global community, we really need to understand our past. And I feel as though our shared narratives as a species need to face the realities of what has happened in our various tribes and the conflicts that have arisen in our recent history. So that's a very complicated way of saying that there's a lot that isn't said and a lot that isn't taught. And it's time to put those things front and centre in our school curriculums, in our bookshops, and hopefully in our library shelves. I want to say thank you for inviting me to speak at FAB, and I also want to say good luck to everyone who was shortlisted. It feels fantastic to be at FABER, and I feel really confident that we can be together pushing forward with a conversation that is essential, not just at the moment in the wake of the global Black Lives Matter upsurge that's happened in 2020, but also in general as a shift towards a more positive identity politics and a more empathetic future for all of us that looks more at our similarities and our commonalities than our divisions. Anyway, thank you for listening, and I'm really looking forward to hearing what everyone thinks of Musical Truth, which is going to be published in June 2021. I've said that bit already. Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Hello, I'm Rashmi, and I am so thrilled to be here celebrating the FAB Prize with all of you. First of all, I would like to say a huge congratulations to everyone on the FAB Prize list this year and everyone who has been on the list in previous years. It really is a very special prize, and I know the feeling behind this one is genuine too, and that matters a lot. To give you a bit of background on me, one of my stories was highly commended in 2018, and so much has happened to me since then. A year later, my first book was published, and that's How to Be Extraordinary, illustrated by Annabelle Tempest. We've actually got our next book out in a couple of months' time. That's How to Change the World. Look at that, it's beautiful. And this year I have had 2 books out. This one is Never Show a T-Rex, a book illustrated by a wonderful Black British illustrator called Diane Ewan. She did Floella Benjamin's Coming to England. And then there is Dosh, which is about money, and that's illustrated by Adam Hayes, and that's an older non-fiction book. So basically, I ended up writing a real range of children's books. And that's the thing about prizes like the FAB Prize. They give you the confidence to do that. They give you confidence as a writer or an illustrator to feel like you are on track, that there is some potential there and something that you can explore. It's been amazing for me. Anyway, the lovely people at FABER have asked me to talk to you today about the things that I wish I had known about publishing when I started my journey. So in classic children's author style, I'm going to go with the rule of 3. And I'm going to give you 3 things that I wish I'd known about publishing. Number 1, surround yourself with good people. Being creative is such a roller coaster. Life is full of ups and downs, and it is so important to have people there who you can celebrate with, people whose shoulder you can lean on and even cry on, people that you can talk things through with, vent at and brainstorm things with. Writing or illustrating doesn't have to be this lonely profession. You can find people to connect with and learn from, and it is just so nice to have someone there to share this journey with you. It really is. And it's the same thing when it comes to good people in publishing. You know, I've met some extraordinary people here who really care and want to help. People who don't try to define you and the stories that you get to write or illustrate. If someone opens their doors to you like that, like Leah at FAB has done, then you know what, consider taking that opportunity. It's the same with agents. If you're looking to get one, then it is worth waiting for someone who really means it, really understands you, someone who will champion you, protect you, be there for you. And it's, you know, it's the same with editors. You want someone who really gets you, someone who knows who you are, what you're trying to do, and is going to support you and build you up in the long run. You deserve that. I've been really lucky. I've accidentally found these things, but it's just not always the case for everyone. So it's something that I thought it's worth passing on. The second thing that I wish I had known about publishing is that imposter syndrome is a thing. It is something that affects, I'm going to say that it affects all of us at some point in time, in some way. There will be a time when you look at your work and you think it is not good enough, and you will wonder why you are even doing this. And that point can come repeatedly in your career. It has for me. And it's actually not even something that stops happening just because you have a book deal or you have a book published. Published authors go through this too. Very often, in fact. I remember looking through the booklet, the FAB Prize winners in 2018, and reading everyone's work, just thinking, my writing is nowhere near this standard. I am a total imposter, a total fraud, and this is just never going to happen. And today I have 3 books out, and next year there are more. You can't make those decisions about yourself, especially not in that moment when you are feeling down and you're comparing yourself to other people, which by the way is always a nightmare in my opinion. This is why I think it's a really good idea to hold on to any nice thing that anyone ever says about your writing or your artwork. Write it down, print it out, put it on your wall, stick it in some kind of feel-good scrapbook. That is what you turn to when imposter syndrome strikes. Even if you think you're rubbish, remember that someone very experienced at the FAB Prize has said that you are amazing. Hold on to that if you can. The third thing that I wish I'd known about publishing is that you have to stop moving the goalposts. When I started my journey, there was a lot of talk about, getting an agent or getting your first book deal. And it feels like there's so much energy going into that. Do you notice this? Like everyone has this sense that when I get an agent, then I will be happy. Or when I get a book deal, then I will be happy. And you can keep playing this game. When I get my second book deal, then I will be happy. It just, it is endless. You can play this game forever. Book deals, a mention in the bookseller, book sales, right sales, competition, shortlistings, wins. It just goes on. It is never ending. And this is not a fun game to play because it is not a game that you can ever win. There will always be someone who has more books than you, better sales than you, more rights deals than you, more awards, media coverage, more whatever. So really, there will always be something to feel rubbish about. And I've just come to realize after a long time that this is not cool, this is not healthy, it's not okay. And so while it is really hard not to compare yourself to other authors and illustrators, you have to give it a go because otherwise you will never stop to enjoy the wonderful, magical moments that you get to experience all the way along this journey. And they do exist. And being picked up for the FAB Prize is most definitely one of those moments. So I hope that you can let yourself linger here and remember this and enjoy it and hold on to it and remind yourself of it when you need to. And that you can do the same with every little achievement from here on in. And I hope that there are lots and lots of those. I really do. I wish that someone had told me where happiness comes from in publishing, because it doesn't come from any of those things I talked about earlier, the book deals and the bookseller mentions. it comes, I think, from this feeling right this moment that you are in your element, that you're born to do this, you're proud of who you are and where you are and all the things that you are about to create for all those readers out there who are just waiting for your books. So I hope that helps, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Congratulations once again.
Hello everyone, hope you're having a great evening. It's an honour to speak to you all today at the 2020 FAB Prize ceremony. I was one of the runners-up in the 2018 FAB Prize, which now feels like a decade ago. And yes, entering had a very great effect on my career. I wasn't planning to get into children's illustration, and I remember seeing an advert for the FAB Prize. I think it was I think it was in Vroom, which is the AOI. I was a member with the Association of Illustrators back then, and I think I saw an advert in their magazine and I entered. I think I only had a couple of days before the deadline, and just put together a quick portfolio quickly from some animation work I had done, designing for animation during my masters, and also freelancing for a year or two by then. By then I had done a few commissions illustrating for children's educational textbooks, and kind of had I think once I saw the advert, I thought, oh, maybe this is something that would help me get more work doing children's illustration. So I quickly put together a portfolio, sent it off, and I think it was maybe a few months afterwards I got an email from Emma at FAB saying they loved my portfolio, and I had one runner-up in the illustration category, which I was thrilled about, and if I wanted to try out for a text they had which needed an illustrator, which they were looking for an illustrator for, and the text was Hannah's book My Hair, which I think put together a sample for over a week or two outside day job I was doing back then, and sent it off. And then I think it was maybe a couple of weeks after that, I got an email from an agent, Angrid, who's also Hannah's agent, saying that they loved the sample, and if I had an agent, and I think I and everything just took off from there. The lovely Angrid kind of signed me up to her agency, and it's been a crazy 2 years since then, and had lots of great opportunities to work on some brilliant children's books with some brilliant authors and publishers, working across all sorts of categories, from fiction, picture books, middle grade books, non-fiction, educational texts. It's been a fantastic experience, and it opened a lot of doors. So I was going to give some advice to new illustrators who are starting out, and I'm a new illustrator myself, and I'm still learning my craft, but one of the things that helped me get better was keeping a daily sketchbook, and drawing as much as I can in it, from life and observation and memory, it would just be anything that I found I thought was interesting. It's usually people, because I was commuting, and usually drawing mostly when I was commuting. But yeah, when I mean observation, I don't mean kind of just looking and just constantly copying what you see, but it's more noticing things and putting it to memory, like key features, and then getting it down on paper later. and exaggerating those features and creating like a stylized version of what you saw. And I think the more you do this, the more you can play around as well, which is helpful, and kind of learn to exaggerate and play with different shapes. That helped. And the other thing I found useful was life drawing, and attending life drawing sessions. And this really helped kind of improve my knowledge of anatomy and gesture drawing, and it's back and forth. So life drawing helps you get better observation when you're out and about sketching in your sketchbook, and that also helps you in life drawing get quicker and with your gestures, and so they both kind of go together, I think. So yeah, I would say the most important things that helped me when I was learning, and still am learning, is keeping a sketchbook and life drawing. And thanks for listening to my talk. I hope some of you found it useful. Congratulations to all the winners of the FAB prize tonight, and all the runners-up and shortlisted entries. I look forward to reading and looking at all the lovely illustrations from the entries this year. Have a great evening, and thanks. Bye.
On to our winners. Commended text winners: Devyani Kothari, Beatrice Anoba, Carla Mejias, Erica Jo Kingsley, Afroze Zaidi, Shivansi Sathanandan, Joanna Brown, and Zain Dada. Highly commended text winners: Rachel Feturotti, Ravenna Guron, Varsha Shah, Fahana Islam, Tiffany Chan, Tola Akobu, Sumana Sibaruth. Text second prize winner is Janelle McCurdy with Umbra Tales, The Lightcasters. You are our second prize FAB winner for 2020.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, geez. Awesome. Oh my God. That's crazy. Thank you so much. I'm so happy.
Well, let me tell you what the judges said, because it was we marvelled at your astonishing world building and characters that felt real and relevant. Janelle's artistry is subtle but so effective. She's a natural storyteller and maintains pace and immediacy oh so naturally. We have no doubt she will be a best-selling middle-grade writer in a few years.
Thank you. I'm so happy. I've never gone this far in a competition before, let alone get second. That's crazy. Thank you.
Yeah. Our text first prize winner is Marisa Dulac for There's a Tiger on the Train. You are actually our first prize winner of the FAB Prize 2020.
Oh my goodness. I feel like it was all these exciting things. This is amazing. Leah, I don't know, I'm absolutely thrilled. That's just the most amazing news. I'm so thrilled. When I found out that I was on the shortlist, I said to my husband, I can't believe I've made the shortlist. I was looking at all the previous entrants as well, and I was saying, look at all these people that have. So I'm absolutely thrilled. Thank you so much. That's made my day. That's absolutely made my day.
It was a unanimous decision. We all absolutely loved it. And actually, should I just read you out what the judges said?
Oh, wow.
Stood out a country mile. So polished, funny, visual, current, and clever. We immediately wanted to know what else Mariessa had written. There's a visual energy and pace to the writing that put us in mind of the very best picture book writers in the business.
I don't know what to say. Leah, that's just fantastic. How lovely. Wow. And I just feel so privileged to have had the opportunity to be able to submit to the prize. I think it's great what FAB are doing to give people an opportunity to be able to show their work. So I'm absolutely thrilled. And to to win. I mean, I absolutely thrilled. Thank you so much. What lovely words, what lovely things to say.
Recommended Art Prize winners: Jistun Lee, Abiha Tariq, India Joseph, Adam Douglas Bagley, Anissa Kasiminji, Chihe Yabaira Scott. The highly commended Art Prize winners: Juliet Mustard, Ziling Lee, Su Jung Chang, Joanna Gosh, Olivia Duchess, Lucia Pacherno, Shirley Hotier, Yijing Li, Shojung Kim McCarthy. And our second prize winner is Akran Girme. You are our second prize winner, the Art Prize of 2020.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Oh God. Oh, I don't know how much more good news I can take. It's like, it's just like, I thought it was already full. That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. We think you're absolutely brilliant. Let me tell you what the judges said. There's a mesmerizing quality to his art, a bewitching stillness to it. Akran has a unique ability to bring out the emotional drama of a moment and lend it a theatrical quality that gives it an arresting beauty. His grainy pencil work and the drama it achieves makes him a fabulous illustrator for middle grade and YA.
Wow. Yeah, that's incredible. That's awesome. That's really, really cool.
For art, our first prize winner is Ngadi Smart. You are our FAB prize winner for 2020.
Oh, wow! That's crazy. Oh my God, that's amazing. Wow, that's such great news. Really? That's really cool. That's really cool to hear. Thanks, you recommended me. That's amazing.
You're incredible.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's so sweet. Oh, my day's been made now. I'm gonna feel very good all day.
I thought I'd tell you what the judges said, because it sounds quite good. The judges said, wonderfully arresting portraits with an astonishing degree of dynamism and energy to both the figures themselves and the vibrant spaces they inhabit. We love the effervescent colour palette and know Ngadi has a big future ahead of her. In middle grade, YA and adult, she is an obvious first prize winner.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh my God. I don't know what
get used to this. There's going to be a lot of noise around you.
Oh, good. That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, I applied to the FAB prize and I was like, I'll try it. I don't know if I'll even get it. So that's great news to hear. Oh, thanks. I'm really pleased.
This year, for the first time, we have set up an honorary prize, and I'd like to tell you a little bit more about it. John Seaton has been a champion of the FAB prize in various creative access internships at FAB for a number of years. His wife, Mosi Charan, is no longer with us. She was an inspirational figure in the publishing world, full of verve and energy. She worked at Hamlin, Haynes and Penguin, and latterly was Director of Marketing Communications at Nielsen. She was variously described as radiant, kind, understanding, dedicated, generous, gracious, elegant and fun-loving, a woman who lived life to the full. So in honour of Mosi Charan, we have set up a Publishers' Prize to highlight those entrants whose work stood out for special mention, alongside the winners and commended entrants. Sophia Wilson, Ray Levine, Saran Shanti Kumar, Olive Ahmed, Pam Akule, Pamela Candicore, Nilesha Chauvet, Carmen Morris Coulson, Seema Mercado, Amanda Carey, Arya Bukhari, Rebecca Nakakane, Tommy Oyemakinde, and Habon Jama. Many congratulations. And our Publishers' Prize in honour of Mosi Charan for art. Sumi Senthi, Subi Baig, Subi Bossa, Sumya Basnet, Anchi Chang, Janet Tan, Jaina Matharu, Eve Muller, Nino Farao, Lijie Zhang, Adiola Avomolo, and Sonia Aguera Gonzalez. Many congratulations to you all.
You'll never guess what happened on our trip down to the sea. A tiger in a top hat came and sat right next to me. He growled a gruff good morning, took a paper from his hat, then disappeared behind it. "Hey Dad, did you see that?" But when Dad put his head up, there was nothing much to see. Clank rumble, clank clank rumble, went the train down to the sea. Then crashing through the doorway came a crowd of crocodiles, with spades and rings and buckets, dripping water down the aisles. I spotted 3 large hippos with a steaming pot of tea. They had a tin of toffees too, and offered one to me. To say no was bad manners. I was sure Dad would agree. Clank rumble, clank clank rumble, went the train down.
Hello, my name is Janelle McCurdy and I'll be doing a reading of my book Umbrella Tales, The Lightcasters. Prologue. Today, no matter what, we're going to see a wild umbra. Under the light of the forever moon, we weave in and out our starlit city. My shoes click against the pavement of the empty streets, listening out for any sign that we're not alone. With glowing blue roofs, the houses and shops tower over us like silent watchers, keeping our secret. In the distance, the faint buzz of the Market Day Festival sounds ahead, keeping most of the adults in town busy with sweet pastries, donuts, and trinkets to buy from the few cities left in our kingdom. "Are you sure this is a good idea, Mia? What if we get caught?" Miles whispers, trying to keep up. Of course it was a good idea. That was the best plan I've ever had. The sweet waft of bread fills my nose, and we duck, sneaking past Mr. Halliwell's bread stall when he turns back to check his leftover stock. The cold breeze tugs at my dark curly locks as we blend into the shadows where the floating glow bugs and bright city lights don't touch. I look back at Miles with a grin. My heart is beating 1,000 times a minute. There's no way I'm giving up. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. The stars that dot the sky sparkle, cheering us on as we dip past Miss Dawn's little flower shop, decorated with the prettiest crystal lights and cherry vines. I smile with relief, passing unnoticed, but nerves in my body tingling all over. The Aqualia constellation shines down as we near the edge of our city, and my excitement bubbles up more and more. As long as we're back in time, they'll never know. My plan is foolproof. I smirk, taking off down the alley with Miles close behind. Attached to my back, my baby brother gurgles, babbling to himself and chuckling, all tucked into the blue star swaddle blanket. The last thing I was expecting was to be lugging Lucas around on my back, but with Nan and Grandad asleep, I couldn't just leave him. If we were going to see a wild shadow creature today, then the little guy had to come too. Thank you for listening.
We will be in touch with all nominated FAB Prize entrants to invite you to attend a Q&A webinar workshop to help you get into publishing. But before we go, do check out our new website, fabprize.org. It will be full of features, interviews and conversations on a weekly basis. We've launched with a Q&A with Dapo Adiola, and this will be followed by interviews with Jasmine Richards, Nikita Gill and Karine Gettin over the following weeks. Bigger than the prize itself, FAB is about community. There are so many pockets of activity happening, and we hope that this platform and all these conversations will connect and inspire so many more people. Thank you for your support of this prize. Thank you for watching, and please spread the FAB word.